Welcome to the first episode of Pen in Podcast. I am your host, Pen in Pant, and for the first time ever, we have
Co-host.
the master of Lift, Eddie E
That's
himself.
oh man, that's a huge introduction. Uh, my name's Eddie. I'm the co-host of the Pen and Podcast. How is everybody doing?
Co-host.
I hope you're doing well.
Oh yeah, I said you were. I said you were. I said I was host. I said co-host. Sorry guys.
Oh Jesus, I've been I've been disheveled.
Yes. So yeah, this is our first episode. We're gonna be hopefully be consistent about this every week. I'm gonna figure out how to publicate this everywhere. I'm gonna try my best. I'll have to come up with like a thumbnail and everything about what we talk about and stuff.
True. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. Well, some of our friends from high school, they host a podcast called Real Talk About Feminism that's on Spotify. And I know at the beginning of all of their episodes, they reference the distributor that they use for their podcast. So I think that's how we should do it because that's the only way I know how.
All right. I
So
think
basically,
I'm gonna use Anchor. I think.
I think that's the one they use. I'm pretty sure.
I think I have to pay for it, but honestly, not that bad.
Yeah.
I'll yeah. All right. Let's. How are you doing today? How are we doing today, Eddie? How are you feeling?
You know, we're we're living. Um, I I worked. I went into work around let's see, 8, got off at 5, had some dinner. Now we're rocking on the
Yeah.
podcast.
All right.
Yeah. What about you? What are you doing today?
Let's see. Today, um, my girlfriend came over like late last night 'cause she got off work early, and so we yeah, just pretty much went to bed at right when she got here. She got McDonald's for me. So like had
Nice.
had that, went to bed, woke up, um, played a little of. I'll get into what I was playing this morning. But I was playing Live Alive this morning, and
Hmm.
I introduced my girlfriend to City Skylines Xbox
Oh
One
yeah,
edition. Dude, she loves that game. She loves to play
oh
Sims, so she's
yeah.
like, this is my new favorite game now.
She likes management
She
style. I
does.
like those games. They're always cool.
Yeah, she is very much of a tycoon person.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Awesome.
after that, we got breakfast at a Black Bear Diner. You know where that is, right?
Oh yeah, that place
Yeah,
is legend.
it is
Yeah, that's a
legend,
that's an Arizona hotspot.
except for its 5.29 cup of orange juice, which you don't get for your refill. So every time you ask for a refill, it's five
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
dollars. If you're in Arizona and you go to Black Bear Diner, do not order orange juice unless you want to pay premium for some fucking OJ. But
Primo orange juice.
primo. After that, I went to I sold a couple things at One Up Games. I had like just bunch of spare. Oh my god, I had a bunch of spare Nintendo 64 controllers that I don't know why I had. Well, actually, no, I do know I had. I forgot to sell them when I sold the
Oh,
my other
okay.
N64. I've been
I
I
went
ex-
to
oh, keep going.
I went to One Up with you when I visited there, right? Was that right?
Yeah, it's the shop that has like the like. What do you remember from the shop? And I'll tell you.
Is
I'll
that the
tell you.
one with the Lego bins?
No, that's
Or is
Fallout
that
games.
okay, that's the other one.
Yeah, it's
I
Fallout.
think we went to both.
I think we might have, yeah. One of games
Okay.
has like a little, they have like always something playing, like a TV or like a game or something, and they have like two little couches in the middle of the store, and you can play like the NES or whatever. They
I
have,
think I remember that. I don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah.
Not
So that's what
sure.
I did. And then after that, we I went to Zia's, picked up I got like a Three Stooges like collection little like 50th like anniversary or whatever thing for my dad. He fucking loves the Three Stooges. He grew up with that stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like that he was gonna love this. And I also got like a strategy guide for Final Fantasy X. So I recently picked that up too on PS4. Dude, I got a lot of fucking games, man. I really gotta stop buying stuff, but it's not gonna happen. It's really not
It
gonna
never
happen.
ends, dude.
Never ends. No, no.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I need to I need to manage my money better. I buy too many gym clothes. That's my
gym clothes.
my
Yeah,
issue.
yeah, dude, I can definitely see that. You see them deals on
It's so
Instagram?
fun to have a bunch of like fun outfits though. It's like
I know, dude. I have so many clothes that like I've had these clothes for like years because I just don't get rid of clothes because like I can definitely wear this someday.
right.
I would have to require like a lifestyle change, like how you go into the gym. It's like if my clothes don't
Right.
fit me, then yeah, I'm running new clothes. But I'm
Dude,
like the
that's
same.
the other reason. That's the other reason I have to buy so many clothes is because like I'm constantly like gaining weight. So like I just all my clothes are just like disappearing.
Yeah,
I'm
dude.
like, oh shit,
You
dude.
love what?
I've gone from I've gone from having oh god, I don't know, like probably 6 or 7 pairs of jeans that I can wear. I only have one now. It's bad.
Oh my God, serious?
The ass gains are just too much.
Well, for me, it's like literally the opposite. Like I just so much I eat and it goes to my freaking hips and my ass. It's not muscle that's going in there. But what?
Just
Yeah,
getting that
dude,
flex, bro. It's
you must love
comfy.
drawstrings. Like, all your clothes have like drawstrings, so you can
Oh,
adjust.
dude, it's so nice. Yeah, because like once I can get the pants like up, then I gotta like cinch them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Like, I gotta hold it. I gotta hold it.
Yeah, it's fucked up, but it's okay.
Yeah. All right, let's get into what we're playing. I've been playing. Let's see, I got a wide variety, definitely a wide variety here. So like on my little PS Vita, I've been playing constant like Persona 4 Golden. Have you ever heard of this game?
No,
So it's a JRPG with elements of high school like life, kind of thing.
okay,
And basically the basic premise of the game is that yeah you just moved into this town with your uncle and his daughter, right? Because your parents shipped you off for whatever reason. It's a small town, Inaba, right? And then and then out of nowhere like people like this woman just like gets straight up murder and is like hung on a fucking telephone pole, right? And then you and like you made a couple high school friends and you guys are making this investigative team that goes into like TVs, which is another like world, like the shadow
okay,
world, right? And
yeah,
you'll rescue people and you have to face their shadow self. That's like their deepest, what they really feel on the inside, like it's
okay,
like, oh, I really don't like. There's this one girl, Yukiko, her family owns like the most like popular inn in town. It's like been around for generations and stuff, and
okay.
it's basically been forced on her to like manage it and stuff when
Oh,
right. And
so
so
like
when I
her,
when I rescued her, she was like, I never want to work at this hotel, this fucking hotel again. I hate that and I hate you and blah 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 blah, right? And the character has to come to a realization. It's like this is me, like that is what I am and what I feel like, and it kind of hits home with some of those things, man.
yeah,
It does goes through some personal stuff. I'm like, wow, and it's like a 80 hour RPG. So I'm like only 32 in right now.
right.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah,
Okay, so it's
dude,
like a deep one. Yeah.
it is deep. And then Pokemon Ruby, I started picking up again. I've been taking my Game Boy to work, and like on my
Oh yeah.
breaks, I just been just like playing my little Game Boy Advance SP just on the clamshell, just flipping it up and just eating with one hand and playing with the other. I got ass kicked. Not I got ass kicked, but I could not beat Wallace, the eighth gym there. It's the water gym.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just grinding right now for that.
Yeah.
I gotta try him
No.
again. And then
Yeah. Pokemon.
yeah,
Yeah.
keep going.
Yeah. Pokemon is a game that I've never had a time in my life where I didn't love it. Like I think like even don't sue me Nintendo, but downloading like emulators and um like playing that on my computer, like even in my 20s, like Pokemon is still like a great experience, like always. I
Always,
love that.
dude. It's like it's simple. It's not. super in depth, or at least not the earlier games. I know I don't they're doing some whack shit in the newer ones now. But yeah, and then I was playing. I just picked up Live Alive. That came out, and we're gonna talk about this in the topics. And I was playing Live
Okay.
Alive, and I'll talk more about it when we get into there. What have you been playing? What have you been actively doing, Eddie?
Well, I so basically like right now I've been I've been slacking on my gaming. So
Yeah,
I've been trying to like play more games to like help me relax. Because that was always kind of an outlet I had my whole life to play more or to just play video games to like escape and to like relax and kind
yeah,
of forget about like all the craziness of life and whatever. So I've been playing mostly a lot of Halo Infinite. I
yeah.
really appreciate some Halo. It's a
Mhm.
game that I've always had a natural talent with. No matter how long I take a break from it, I kind of just like pick it up, and it's like just comes really easy to me, and
Mhm.
it's something I'm familiar with, and I really enjoy playing that one. Um, and
Nice.
then
Yeah, I've
I
been playing with
think
you.
yeah, no, yeah, me and Zach have been playing together. It's a good time. Um, Lots of tactical Slayer. That's the
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 goat.
great game mode that I've always liked.
It's the
The no
best game mode.
shields, headshot
Yeah.
extravaganza. um, and then other than that, I've dipping my feet back into dipping my feet, dipping my toe,
Yeah.
dipping my toe back into the Binding of Isaac, which is a if you don't really know, it's a cute little indie game. Um, it's like a top-down joystick shooter type vibe, where you play as like a little boy
Uh huh.
who is basically like there's a lot of deep lore behind it, but he's like abused by his mom, and there's like a religious angle, and there's all this
Oh my
crazy stuff. But
god.
it's at the root of it, it's just a fun game.
Yeah.
Um, you just get a lot of cool little items, and there's all kinds of like upgrades, and like the progression system is infinitely complicated, and it's a cool little game, and I'm trying to get good at it like I used to be, but it's being a little more challenging than I remember it. So doing
Yeah.
my best
Oh
to
yeah.
get through that. And then I think the last game, which me and Zach have a very deep history with, would be well, not this
Absolutely.
specific game, but this series is the new Tiny Tina's Wonderlands,
Mhm.
which is the latest installment of the Borderlands universe. So far, I don't have an opinion yet. I've played maybe an hour or two.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like the little they have like this weird system where instead of like fast traveling, you kind of like play as if you're like looking onto a board game, and you kind of like move your character through the world
Oh.
like that, which is really cool actually. That's the one thing that's making me hold on to this game. I'm like, damn, this might be really interesting.
At
So,
least it's different. It's being different.
right, yeah. It's definitely different. So I thought like, okay, Borderlands 2, we all know goated game,
Goat. Absolutely.
like absolutely amazing. And then you go into the pre-sequel, there's a lot of mixed opinions. I think it's really good.
I
Zach does
love the
too.
preschool. I love the pre-sequel. Like it's and like I'll go back to that one more than Borderlands 2 because we just didn't grind pre-sequel that much. It's like we know Borderlands 2 so well that like I could go back to it, but like I oh my god, our all of our shit that we worked for level 72 is is minuscule now because they added 8 more levels to make level
Yeah.
80 now. So
A
like
waste of time.
it's literally a
Yeah.
waste of time. Like
Yeah.
and that was the issue with Borderlands 3 when it came out cuz like
Yep.
they slowly incremented levels and not by a lot too. It was like 2 and then 3 and then I was like what the fuck are you guys doing? It was one of many a little letdowns from that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. So, you know, Borderlands, so pre-sequel, then you move into 3. 3 I have a very mixed opinion on. I think it was good, but they did some weird stuff with the loot drops, and the legendaries were just really really way too
Oh,
easy to get. And
dude, they just weren't.
it kind of lost some of its sparkle from the early days. And then we're into this newest game with the Wonderlands, and You know, over the years, Gearbox has kind of lost their writing magic along with their, some of their features. They're not as amazing as they used to be, but
Yeah.
I have some hope for this game because they tried something a little bit different. The gunplay is still really fantastic. It's fun to play. It looks pretty. It's very colorful, and something that you would expect from that kind of title. So that's something I appreciate about it so far, and I'm just gonna try to sprinkle
Yeah.
it in
Yeah.
over time.
That's the one
Yeah,
thing the game
start.
has going for it is like the gunplay. That's what Gearbox has going for it. Like
Yeah,
they're just good at like the looter shooter genre, honestly.
exactly.
They've tried to branch out. Like, do you remember the game like Battleborn?
Oh yeah,
And it
that
came
one
out at
game
the same time
bombed.
as Overwatch.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, Chance loved that game. Like he played that
Mm-hmm.
religiously too. And it was a I think it was a cool game, but coming out at the same time as Overwatch, it really
Yeah.
fucking killed it.
Yeah.
And
That
then
that game bombed pretty horrendous. I never even touched it. I don't know
oh
much
yeah,
about it.
and then
But
they came out with another game like as a PS5 launch exclusive that like that other like it's like a slasher looter game that fucking was ass, and they said it only on PS5, but then it came out on PS4 like a year later or something,
oh, come on. Yeah,
right?
whatever.
It feels like Gearbox is like can only make like Borderlands. Like they can't
Yeah,
branch out like stuck in that because it's what made them popular. One and two,
right.
it's what sticks to the wall pretty much.
Yeah, it always lands at least decently when they bring a new game. It
Yeah,
always, there's some problems with each one, but like it's always like the root gameplay is always good, which is
yeah,
essentially all you need. I mean, you can argue, oh, I need story, oh, I need graph, oh, I need blah blah blah, whatever.
yeah,
But root gameplay is the most important thing, in my opinion.
yeah. Of
Um,
course, and I've
if the
heard
game's not fun to play, you're not gonna play it.
that.
That's it.
Yeah, 100%. The the writing I heard in that game is like just pretty bad. It's like making a lot of poop
I mean,
jokes.
it's kind of dingy. They've lost their edge. Like they can't be edgy anymore just because the times we live in. But
I feel
um,
like they didn't really like if you take like what Borderlands 2 what they said in that game, I feel like it wouldn't cause much trouble. Like what was so bad about in Borderlands 2 that they just can't like replicate in this game? It's like
right.
they just gone downhill with that.
Yeah, I get because they totally could do that. I think most of it is it's not that their comedic sense has gone away. It's more that they're they're forcing this like language and this rhetoric that like kind of like like it's doing inclusivity for the sake of inclusivity. It's
Yes.
not genuine. It doesn't feel genuine. Like Jesus Christ, it's so good to make people of all backgrounds, race, color, gender, creed, whatever, sexual orientation. It's so important to have that inclusivity. But if you do it just because it's popular or it's going to
Mhm.
make you more money as a company to be inclusive, then you shouldn't be doing it because it's not genuine. And I would assume to some of these affected groups, I can't really speak from experience because we're both white men.
Yep. Oh,
So
100%.
I can't really do much about that, but I feel like when you're in that group, I would feel incredibly patronized by that because it doesn't feel real. It feels like they're just doing it to do it.
Yeah, that's a good point. I looked at it like that. They're trying, and they try to be inclusive with this game, but they only include one like black person hairstyle.
Yeah. See, that's what I mean. It's just not there. Like they're just doing it just to do it. Like I don't know.
Yeah, like
It's weird.
they're just not like they're only doing it some of the way. Like, it's not. You're right. It doesn't include the whole group. It just includes like the people
Right.
who are most loud in that group.
Yeah. It's just the one. It's just they're trying to be inclusive so they make more money because it appeals and it looks good in games journalism and all this stuff. Oh, the new Borderlands title is very inclusive, and then they get a bunch of headlines, and that gives them more sales, and that's the root. It's
Yeah.
all about money, which is such a
Mm-hmm.
shame. But you know,
Absolutely. Yeah.
try to try to dial back the hot takes. on the first episode. We don't want to scare
No,
anybody away.
dude, takes or no takes, this is I just want this podcast to be like ours. We're being
Yeah,
genuine. We're having our own
right.
opinions, right? No, we're not
Yeah,
gonna like endorse. We're not gonna go crazy and endorse fucking
right.
Trump or some shit, but which we cannot.
Oh
I will
God,
absolutely not.
no.
I've been seeing that all over Arizona. I've been seeing that like because I live in a kind of like a white neighborhood, and it's the senators fucking what is it called, the primaries, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, and I've been seeing like Trump endorsed blah blah blah. Trump endorsed this, and on the commercials too. And I just think,
Jesus.
for me, that is the worst kind of endorsement you can have. One, dude, all these people
Literally.
like speaking as like their views, like trying to be a senator. I'm like, this, you guys suck. How can you say
So
this?
it's so painful to watch people magnetized to the Trump vibe still. It's disgusting.
It
Like
is. He's still running. Like he's running 2024, isn't he?
I know. Oh
What a
God.
joke! I
I
can't
just hope
believe it. It's really gonna be
right.
like 2016 again. 8 years ago, it's gonna happen, and
It's gonna be
we're just gonna witness the same
oh
fucking shit. History repeats.
oh it's gonna be all the crazy headlines again and the weird tweets and
Yeah,
it'll be
and
funny to watch, but Jesus Christ,
funny to
we'll just
watch.
be watching everything burn down again.
Like the only good thing to come out of his presidency, and I mean like the only pretty much good thing that I can remember is like gas was pretty, cheap at some
Yeah,
points,
right?
right? Now it's like fucking $5. It's like there's gas.
It's
I've been hearing from Jeffrey like gas is going down. I'm like down 20 cents. It's still
yeah,
five
bro.
fucking
Uh,
dollars.
dude, it's so bad. I can't do it.
God,
All right,
Christ. All right,
let's.
yeah.
Okay,
Let's get into the
I got two more
topics.
things written down
Oh
in the
shit.
what are we doing? Hold on,
Okay,
we
okay.
got to we gotta cover all the script.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, dude, we were still on the game stuff. Go ahead. Keep going,
Yeah,
man.
man.
I love the
All right,
intro.
okay, all right. Okay, so this is the what are we doing section. So uh, I'm my big thing. This is kind of like a bonus to my introduction, from Zach's grand introduction of me, the lift master. I'm a big gym guy. That's kind of my entire personality, if you want to call it that. Um, but basically, like, I'm in the gym a lot. I'm on this new program which I bought from Jeff Nippard. If anybody listening to this is interested in bodybuilding or strength training, I'm sure you have heard of him. Or if you haven't heard of him, I would suggest checking him out. He's a very good resource for science based exercise and strength training resources. He is a natural athlete and he has competed in natural tested federations for powerlifting and bodybuilding. So I think he's a great source for anybody who's a natural athlete trying to just maximize everything about their training and their everything like that. So I'm on his program right now, which I'm really enjoying. Um, and I compete in powerlifting. That's kind of like my thing. And I'm prepping, well, pre-prepping for a competition in December. So that is kind of my next big goal with my training. But yeah, that's most of my gym stuff at the moment. And then in addition to that, kind of as like a side
Segway.
thing with
Yeah.
my gym stuff. Go ahead.
No, no, as a segue. Yeah, I was just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So like as a little side thing with my gym stuff, I recently started to delve into the social media content creator lifestyle. I uh, I have like a little fitness page on Instagram, and I've been doing it for about a month now, and I really have found a lot of enjoyment in it. I come from a big background of music. I used to play guitar, so I've always kind of had the desire to have a creative outlet. And when I got really committed to my training, is I kind of lost my guitar sensibility. So having this creative outlet with the video making and stuff like that, and it's really been nice. So um, check me out. Instagram at Eddie E Lifts, spelled EDDIELEELIFT. NFTs. That's on Instagram. Also TikTok. I don't post there very much, but yeah. So yeah, um, that's what I've been doing lately. That's a little more about me, and we bring it back to Zach, and we'll
Yeah,
kind of get into the meat.
that's right. Cause I'll plug for anybody that I'll plug the links into the YouTube description, so like where to
Yeah.
find us and stuff. And obviously, like, because you can't see it right now, but in OBS I have an overlay on of like us talking. It's like a side section of like our names
All right.
popping up, right?
Okay.
And there's gameplay as you're seeing right now. You see it in Discord, right? I'm streaming it to you.
No, I can't see that. How do I see that?
Uh, click like on the Pen and Podcast like channel.
Oh, pen and
Oh
pop.
wait,
Oh, I see it.
are you do seeing it? Wait, am I streaming
Yeah.
it? It's streaming, right?
I, I'm seeing me and like boxes of me and you, and they light up
Oh,
when we talk.
that's so weird. Okay, sorry.
Oh
You,
wait, now I see a stream. Hold on.
yeah, there you
Watch
go.
stream. Whoa.
Yeah,
All right.
that's just something to look at, so like we don't get like bored and stuff.
Okay.
Which
Is this
I that
your footage?
yeah, if you want to send me footage too, like I know you can't really you don't have the setup for that, but if you just stream on Twitch and then afterwards you're done, you go to your
Uh-huh.
Twitch channel, download like the actual stream, or
Oh,
or if you want to give me access to your Twitch account, I can just download it from there. Because I know like
interesting.
big long hour-long sessions take up a lot of space. I don't know how much space you have. I
Right.
have a hard drive for that thing, that sort of thing.
Okay. That's cool. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
it's just something to look at for the video listeners and on YouTube.
Right.
Audio listeners, you know, thanks for checking us out
Hell yeah.
audioly, because I I'm trying to model this podcast. I'm not trying to be like a one-on-one rip-off and sort of thing, but like defining Duke, like Last Stand Media is like defining Duke and Sacred Symbols. I think they do a great job with their podcasts and like their personalities are awesome. So I really wanted to I've been wanting to do like a podcast like for some time now. So this is great. And I'm glad I can do it with you because I know you can get
Yeah.
some good opinions and we can keep talking for sure.
Yeah.
And
We have a good little social chemistry we built up over almost what the last
oh
almost
geez,
10 years. It's got to be pretty close to that by now. We're
it's
like 8 or 9.
what the second semester of sophomore year. What was the beginning? That was the beginning of 2016, was it not?
Second semester, that would have been, yeah, so I was like 15. So it's been about 7 years. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The story of how I met Eddie and like our group
Okay.
of
That's a good
friends.
one we can talk about.
Yeah. But before we get into the topic, this is a long ass intro, but I don't care. We have a lot to talk about, and
This is our podcast. Who cares?
this gameplay footage only lasts 2 hours, so if I have to
Okay.
repeat it, I have to repeat it. But so I had just left my other group of friends I had in high school because you always have to have like that group of friends in high school or it's gonna be just a shitty experience pretty much. And I had that group with my basketball friends and stuff, and I would play like on my PS3 I would play with them like at 2K like fucking 13 and stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
It was actually pretty cool, right? We were all right, and then I don't know for some reason they started to just I think I started like talking to somebody. I don't know what I don't remember exact details, but I just remember like them being like a dick. They were being dicks, and I was like, dude, I don't want to put up with this anymore. I'm just not gonna hang out, right? But I didn't tell them that to their face. I sort of did an Irish goodbye, just kind of slipped out
Gosh.
of existence, and right, it was the first semester of sophomore, the second semester of sophomore year, and I had a different schedule. I had different classes and stuff, and so I get my lunch right? And I'm like, fuck, man, where do I sit now? And I I would never do this. Like like a 16-year-old, this is the biggest leap I ever could have taken for me personally. I was walking, I see my our friend Ishan sitting with like the group of friends we know now, and I was just like, fuck it, man. I'll hang out with Ishan because I knew Ishan from our friend Caden, who I just don't talk to anymore, but I knew him from him, and I knew Brandon from my English class from freshman year, and then
Really?
and then I don't know if you know this, but like Eli and I sat together during lunch. I think eighth grade.
I did not know that. Huh.
Yeah, because I specifically remember it was him and me and like only like one other person at the table. It was like the middle table in the fucking Thunder Ridge. But anyway, I
Interesting.
sat with them and I was like, hey Sean, can I sit here, man? Right? And it's like, sure. This little Ishan, sure.
Sure.
Yeah, and then you guys, inevitably the topic came up of video games, and I think
Hmm.
that was when I asked you guys, I was like, well, should I get an Xbox or like a PlayStation, right?
Was
Because
I there? I'm trying to remember this.
I do remember you if you were there because it was I don't know I don't know if it was first or second lunch, but yeah. I do remember you being there. Bailey was there. Ishan definitely. I think Ishan and then like I think Brandon and Eli. I don't know. I don't know. Not all of us were there. I know that.
Right.
But yeah, and I sat with them. They started talking about games, and that's how I got my Xbox One was because of those guys. I was like, well, we're all on Xbox, so get an Xbox. I was like, fine, let's bet. And the rest is history, man. 7 year friendship. Friends
Yeah.
with most of those people now. It's amazing. Too bad
Yep.
they don't live in the same state, but
Right.
with online the online space in 2020 with Xbox and stuff, I can talk to most of them. And now we're doing a podcast. We're gonna do a podcast weekly, so I can get some weekly updates. Because before, I didn't hear much from you, because you were just too busy
Yeah.
with life and stuff, which is fine. I
Right.
I definitely get it. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's how I met Eddie and stuff. And you just uh, I wouldn't say recently, but relatively recently, you started this lifting lifestyle, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, let's scroll back to let's see, end of 2020. Um, I had just broken up with my ex. Wasn't like a, most guys who get in the gym, they have like a really nasty break. Oh my God, she broke my heart.
Fucking juice
It
rolled.
wasn't a nasty breakup. It was just like had to move on with life. Um, and I kind of looked at myself after that, and I was like, huh, I've kind of lost parts of myself in this relationship, and I kind of want to, look at myself and try to like build something out of myself again. Um, I had very limited athletic background. I did sports in high school, but really not that intently. I did track and lacrosse, but I was really bad at lacrosse. And I did track, but I got injured very quickly. And then, um, towards the end of high school, I kind of I dipped my toe into the wrong end of the pool. Kind of bad lifestyle choices with drugs and alcohol, and I ended up getting sober throughout that relationship. But I I never really got back into that athleticism that I found when I was playing lacrosse. So I really started really simply with it's kind of a cliche story. Oh, I did workouts in my room, but that really is what I did. And I started in like December or like November, December of 2020. I would come home from work and I would go in my room and I would just do 30 minutes of just body weight exercise. So I'd do push ups and jumping jacks and sit ups and all this stuff. So, sort of the next progression of that would be I started to notice like I wanted to challenge myself with jumping jacks, which was an interesting kind of thing for me to want to do because I was like, how long can I do this? So I remember one day I ended up doing jumping jacks for like I think it was like 20 minutes straight. It was like something absolutely outrageous. Like nobody nobody should be doing jumping jacks for 20 minutes straight.
Yeah.
But so I was like, wow, like that was, I kind of impressed myself. I was like, I'm surprised I could go for that long. So I thought, okay, like what's another like highly aerobic long term activity? And I was like, like everyone runs. Like my boss Nicole runs. Like we're great friends, and I got a lot of inspiration for her to get into health and exercise. And I was like, I could try running like that. And man, did I flip the switch. I went from like
Mm.
just workouts in my room to I was running 3, 4, 5 miles a day. I would run 10Ks every weekend. um, I was like an ultimate runner, just machine. Like I lost a whole bunch of weight. I got, I'm 6'2" and I got down to 159 pounds. So I was skin and bone. I was nothing,
Mm.
but I could run forever. That was like my thing. So I ran for a few months, and then I ended up getting a little foot injury at work. So that kind of took me out of that. And I slowly recovered and I got back into it. And I kind of noticed with myself, I was like, wow, like I'm a frail little skeleton boy. I'd like to kind of get some muscle in and kind of expand my fitness into a new realm. And I ended up asking my wonderful friend Chadwick, who is a monster gym rat, super strong guy. I asked him like, "Hey man, like I'd love to go to the gym, but I really just don't know how to use all the machines. I don't really know what to do." And I had him take me, and that was June of 2021. And ever since then, I've been a total dedicated gym fiend, and I've turned it into a really big part of my values and my lifestyle to the point where um, I go to college at CU. I joined the powerlifting team at CU, and through that, I found a wonderful little network of friends. John and Ben, they're the two team captains there. They've coached me and been great friends to me. And the end of last season, they were able to, or they were nice enough to give me the chance to be the social media manager for the CU Denver lifting team. So starting this coming semester and in about a month, I'm going to be managing the social media, doing a lot of filming, um, just kind of promoting the club, getting people to join, and all that stuff like that. So I found a lot of joy through lifting, and it's given me a real great sense of personal identity and drive and focus, and it's a really amazing thing, and it's made me find a lot of lovely social connections and friends, and it's great. So that's kind of my fitness story so far. Um, and then I guess the latest chapter is just me starting my own little page, which I talked about a little bit ago. But yeah, so that's kind of my journey.
Dude, that's awesome. I like
Thank
that
you.
you found a passion and you're really into it.
Yeah.
Cause video games are my passion. You know,
Right.
at first it was basketball, and I was
Mm-hmm.
really into basketball.
Oh, Zach is a basketball. I remember we used to play in my driveway. Zach is real good.
Oh man, dude, if I still lived there, we'd be still playing basketball, like
Yep.
just like in your
That was
front
a
front
classic.
yard.
That was a classic time, man.
Yeah.
Man.
And so, yeah, video games have always been a passion for me. And I think I'm pretty sure the first game I played was probably like Pokemon Leaf Green or something. I remember having a red Game Boy Advance SP,
Mm.
and it was that was the switch slowly over time. But then when the pandemic hit, so I would buy games like randomly digital games, like, kind of like I like just out of nowhere, just because I felt like it, disposable income alert, because I was got a job, and that is
Disposable
engulfed.
income
That
alert.
just amplified, yeah. But then
Right.
when COVID hit and lockdown happened, before that, I was like getting into the collecting space, and collected a bunch of PS3 games, like the collection games, like a Sly collection,
Right.
the Ratchet and Clank collection,
Yeah.
Killzone, stuff like that, and I was really into that. And then slowly over time, fucking the COVID hit and everybody's at home, and I was just collecting
Hmm.
just a bunch of stuff, and I would just be
Right.
collecting it one day with the intent of using it as content one day. But
Hmm.
I maybe used like 5% of that stuff I bought as content now, so yeah, I've been scaling down very slightly. I sold a bunch of PS3 games, PS2 games that I'm just like, I don't think I'll ever play. I don't want anymore. Or if they're
Right.
on the new like PlayStation Plus Extra, like the,
Uh-huh.
the new little PS Plus little tier thing, I'm like, well, I can potentially play it there if I ever want to. And so I've
Right.
just kept a bunch of PS3 games like you just can't find currently that's on like PS5 or whatever. So yeah, that's that is us. You know about us now. A 40-minute intro, but I don't
Hell
care.
yeah.
This is gonna be a dude, how much time you got? Because this might be a long
Oh,
podcast.
I'm good till let's say, hold on, let me think about this. Say like 9:45, so about another hour.
Oh shit, yeah, there's a time zone difference. Fuck. Okay. Well, that'll be good. That'll last us the game footage at least. All right, let's get into the first topic. Xbox and Discord are meeting. They're partnering up, and like today, if you're an Xbox insider, you can actually access you can voice chat with someone on Discord and on your Xbox. And I know Jez Gordon, who does Windows Central, did a video about it, and it's a little janky, but it is in the it's like in the insider stage, so it's different. But I am very glad this is happening because Discord has become this just a central place to talk for like anything now. And it's I'm happy like it'll be easier for like you're playing with like my friends that I've made here like in this theater like I'll play they're all on Discord and stuff. So hopefully this integration happens, you know, it releases fully soon, but yeah,
Right.
what do you how do
Yeah.
you feeling about this?
Uh, I mean, the first thing I thought about when I saw this is Xbox stays making moves. Like Xbox is slowly devouring the entire, like, it's not even gaming. I'd say, well, it's mostly gaming, but like Xbox is just devouring the market. Like we have the Activision acquisition, the Bethesda, like these giant monster
Hmm.
partnerships and acquisitions. Like Xbox is really running the industry in terms of like they might not have like, the sales that PlayStation does, or like, the adoring fan base, but I think
Yeah.
these moves that they're making are really going to contribute to their longevity as a company in this industry. Um, and I think with that will allow them sort of, some breathing room in terms of the social onslaught they get for a lot of their more questionable decisions.
Yeah.
Um, so I think an acquisition, not an acquisition, but like a partnership like this one that we're with the
Hmm.
Discord is, I think it's a great move for them from a business standpoint. And also, like if we go to more of a personal thing, like Zach said, it's going to be great for player connectivity, just kind of getting people involved together that really couldn't be involved before. You have guys on PC that are friends in real life with guys that are only on Xbox. Now they have like a platform that they can chat through with their with their Xbox instead of like using a third party app or like talking on the phone or like something like that.
Yeah. Or
So
using the like the Windows app on
yeah,
the Xbox app on the PC, which is
right.
known for like it's gotten better, but it does have its issues and stuff.
Yes.
So yeah, this will connect people on Xbox, mobile, and PC. And so hopefully, um, you can be on Xbox while we're doing this podcast, playing and
Right.
you're doing and just talking and stuff, and that'd
Yeah,
be fucking
it's
great.
true.
We, it could happen like that. So hopefully this comes out. The full release comes out soon for regular users, but what's weird about this is that PlayStation and Discord like announced a partnership like last year or something, and I'm like, well, and then Xbox gets the first strike, which is weird. So yeah, because definitely there's more you like from like the programming or whatever, the back end of it. I guess the Xbox is would be easier to integrate with Discord because I'm kind of talking on my ass here, but it seems like it'd be easier just because the Microsoft and their operating system and stuff.
Yeah. I do think that, I mean, Windows is more universally um considered to be the standard in like um kind of like private market computing for like the average person, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So um like, everyone has Microsoft Word, Microsoft blah blah blah. Everyone uses, I mean, not everyone uses a Windows system, but it's a large majority in terms of like regular people using that stuff. So I think the idea of it being a little more accessible from a coding standpoint is probably pretty accurate. I
Hmm.
don't know anything about programming, but I wouldn't think you're wrong. I think that's probably not so far off.
Yeah.
And then I really think I think Microsoft, like you said, they kind of got like they got the first blow. Like PlayStation had already talked about this, but I really think they can use that Microsoft money as their leverage, because I'm pretty sure Microsoft is a significantly larger company than Sony is.
Yeah. Yeah, it
Yeah,
definitely is.
yeah,
For obvious reasons, but I hope this is one day like obviously I'm like I can talk to like people on PlayStation, great, like through like Fortnite and stuff like that, because of the crossplay and stuff that goes on there. But
right.
like playing our own games and just I don't know how weird it is for other people. Like my no wait never mind. But I like we'll just sit in parties and just like sometimes just not talk for a while, but
Mm.
like just like enjoying the person's company
Oh, dude, it's
and
so important.
yeah, and you can't on the like PlayStation users and PlayStation users can do that, but on the Switch, dude, like you have to
Right.
use like Discord or something because they have
Yeah.
the shitty mobile app chat app that sucks. It's literally
Right.
terrible. I don't know why they keep like they press it so hard. Like just
Yeah.
Nintendo does a lot of weird stuff, but
Nintendo does real weird stuff, but to their credit, they really do well. So I
yeah,
don't know. They're doing something right.
yeah. Any closing comments about this before we move on?
No, not really. I think it's a good acquisition or partnership, not
Yeah,
acquisition.
yeah.
Yeah.
They do. They've been doing a lot of acquisitions, so I can see where you're coming
Yeah.
from. All right, so we got a new game release. This came out yesterday. Time of this recording, 7/22. Live Alive, a pretty much a one for not a one for one. I think a one for one remake. I would say from a 1994 game that was never actually released in outside of Japan.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
this came out. The people who worked on this, most of those people have worked on like Chrono Trigger, and you know
Mm.
that, like
Yeah.
considered one to be the best games of all time. I agree to
Yeah.
that. Fucking, I love Chrono Trigger. I hope that gets the same treatment as this. But Square Enix has been doing this style with these old games, well, and new
Mm.
ones, called HD 2D, where they take
Yeah, dude.
a pixel, they take like pixel graphics, but then they just make it fucking beautiful.
It looks cool. I was watching this trailer for this game.
Yeah,
Woo! Man, does it look cool.
it's so
Yeah.
fucking
It's like
cool.
it's like you put that traditional pixel RPG that we've seen for decades, and you just like it just something it's like the shaders in Minecraft. It just makes it like explode. It looks so
Yeah,
cool.
dude, and I'll read the description on like Nintendo's website. This storied RPG directed by Takashi Tokita, don't know if I said that wrong, known for his work on Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy IV, has been revitalized in this stunning HD 2D visual style and is being released outside of Japan for the first time. Each story features rearranged versions of the original music written by Kingdom Hearts series and Final Fantasy 15 composer Yoko Shimomura. And so there's 7 stories that you start out with, and each of them play out like their own little stories. And at the end, I haven't finished the story yet, but at the end, it somehow links up with the other stories. Like eventually, you'll start noticing like, oh, this is how this this character like comes to meet the other ones or something like that. I don't know yet, but I'm excited for it. And the first story I did was the distant future, where
Mhm.
you take control of a robot that
Okay.
this guy create who like it starts out the guy comes out of crisis, cryo chamber or whatever, and
Right.
he's been working on this robot for a while and it finally worked, right?
Uh,
And so you play as this little robot, and I haven't. The first hour I played, there was literally no combat. It was just all story. which
Oh
is
yeah.
just fine. And this story takes inspiration from Alien. So like
Okay.
this crew is transporting a Xeno quadrupod or whatever, right? And you can guess what happens pretty much,
Right.
but dude, shit hit the fan pretty quick because each of these
Yeah.
stories was only gonna last you like an hour to 3 hours, and
Oh,
so
so
it's a
it's
pretty
you can
short
hit the meat pretty
JRPG.
quick. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and I haven't done any gameplay yet, but I'm excited. 'Cause, like I'm gonna keep playing
Yeah.
this, and I'll get back to you like next week to
Right.
how it
Yeah, no,
does.
that trailer was like I'd never heard of this until we were kind of looking at this podcast, and I looked at that trailer and I thought the most interesting kind of perspective I saw about it is like it's you're playing all these different heroes from like different time periods. I thought that was so cool.
That is so
Whereas
fucking
like
sick.
you go to like caveman guy, all the way up
Yeah.
to like far future man, and there's like an outlaw, and like oh, it's so cool. Running through that many different time periods, and there's like a boxer, and it's just like it's not only time periods, but it's like lifestyles, like
Oh yeah.
ways of life that these little characters kind of light
Yeah.
through. You know what I mean? So I thought that was really awesome.
Yeah, and this game was one of the inspirations for Chrono Trigger. I mean, if you played that,
I haven't played it, but I hear the name all
yeah,
the time.
the
Yeah.
the premise is like Live Alive is these you play as different characters from different time periods. In Chrono
Hmm.
Trigger, you play as like you have your squad, your squad party, and they go to it's the same place but in different time periods. Because
Oh, I
like
see. Yeah.
a calamity is like coming or and like you have
Hmm.
to go to different time periods to figure out the problem and like how to fix it and stuff like that. And you'll see the
Gotcha.
environments change. Like in the future, everything's fucking apocalyptic because
Right.
that's just how society became. And then
Yeah.
you go to the prehistory, you go to Oonga Boonga times, right? And you
Yeah.
see the same layouts, you'll see the same stuff, but in like 50,000 BC or some shit. And then you go to present time. It's really fucking cool. And the music in Chrono Trigger in this game
Hmm.
so far, amazing. Like
Right.
like dude, the one Japanese people always hit with their fucking
Dude,
music, man.
they know what's going on. They really do. And especially if it's coming from the dude that did Final Fantasy, if he had connections to that, like
Oh man,
that's
awesome.
and Kingdom Hearts, like that's an immediate dub. Like
Immediate dub.
anyone who's connected to that soundtrack,
Yeah,
win.
dub.
Immediately.
Just give them the
Yeah.
award. Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for this game. Let's see if I finish it or not. I'll let you know. I
Okay.
can't. I an hour in, I can't really recommend it yet. Because
Right.
I just don't know. I haven't done any combat or anything. Supposed to be a grid-based combat system, but we will
Right.
see. And we'll
Yep.
do second or another game release that happened this week. This came out on Tuesday, the 19th. I think that's a Tuesday. Stray. It is a you play
Oh,
it's a cat game, which
yes.
it does look interesting. It's not like long of a game either. There's an achievement, there's a trophy for beating it in under 2 hours. So I mean, it's definitely possible. It's definitely a short game, but I feel
Right.
like people have just been looking at the world. It just looks beautiful, man. What do you think? What are your
Yeah.
thoughts about this?
I think when I watched the trailer for this game, I was like, "What?" I thought it was such a cool little idea, and there's such a little sense of mystery with it because you have this. I mean, so I'll describe it a little bit. You play third person perspective of a cat, and you're like walking, and it's kind of like a um, I don't know how you. It's kind of like Limbo. You kind of like
Mm-hmm.
walk. It's a silent world. It appears to be at least. There's some dialogue. It looks like and some characters that you interact with, but it's kind of like a walking game like Limbo or that other game that company released. I can't remember what it's called. Inside.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
yeah,
definitely a pure like adventure game, I would say.
yeah, it's like a game where you kind of go along a little path. It's not like there's a bunch of divergent storytelling and all this stuff, but it looks like a really interesting kind of thing that you unfold just by walking through this world is this little cat.
Hmm.
And you have like in the trailer, you have like this little thing on your back, and like these little these characters that you walk by are like afraid of you. So there's probably some big development with that. And like I'm sure. Oh, it looked so cool to me when I was like that, and I love cats. So
I know, dude.
yeah,
Cat people, it's an immediate buy for you, man. Like immediate buy.
yeah, dude.
And
Yeah, if you're
I,
a cat person, you
yeah.
just want to vibe as a cat for 2 hours, do it.
Oh yeah,
Buy it.
100%. I think it's coming out on PC. I don't know. I don't know if it's a PlayStation exclusive console exclusive right now, but it should be on PC. I don't know when, but most of these or not. I'm not sure. I just know it's on PlayStation. It looks pretty cool.
Yep,
I may pick it up. You know, I got a lot of fucking games I might play it now, so it's definitely a cool game. I'd definitely be interested.
yep.
And we'll go into the first news topic that I have
Oh
pulled
boy.
up on my tab here. The Lego Atari 2600 has been officially announced for Atari's
Wait,
50th anniversary. Yeah,
did you hold on
what?
before you go into this one? Did you miss the Nintendo one with the
Oh yeah,
payments?
yeah. I'll do that. I'll do that one next.
Okay,
I
that one's
forgot
it.
to open
Okay,
that
go
link.
back to the Atari. Let's go there.
Yeah. So this company did the Lego NES one that works. So this I can't believe like Lego has gone this far. It's like making like
So weird, isn't it?
actually working. I'm pretty sure this actually works. I'm reading
It's
it right now.
it baffles me things like like those guys that build like I don't know, like there's guys that work in like MIT type environments, like really it's fancy technical schools. Like they program for these Lego machines and they work. And it's like now we have something that, in the 70s, this is I think the original Atari came out in the late 70s.
Yeah.
This was like a completely revolutionary technology.
Yeah.
And now we're to the degree where, some guy can make it out of Legos, which, the kids in the 70s were also playing with, mind you. So you have like this crazy cross generational thing where you're building something out of like play blocks, and it's a working like technological like super machine.
Yeah.
It's such an incredible little thing.
It's yeah, I'm reading right now to see if it actually works. Okay,
It
so
does say playable.
the set comes with compact scenes depicting the system's most famous games, so scenes. It's weird. Um, Asteroids Adventure and Centipede.
Right.
Is it actually playable?
So I think how it works here. Well, it has like the chords. Hold on. Let's see.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, I'm looking it up. I
I
can't
mean,
actually
dude,
see if it
it's
anybody
like 200. It's like 210 euros. So it has to work. Like,
right?
there's no way it doesn't. Or pounds or whatever that currency. I think that's pounds. Yeah, 210 pounds. That thing
Yeah,
must work.
it
Like,
has
and
to.
it has chord inputs in the back. Yeah,
That's insane. Damn. Yeah, that's fucking cool. I mean, I'll definitely
yeah.
not buy this because
No,
I have those Atari games, dude. I think if you grew up with those, you'll love playing those. But I look at those now;
right.
those games look like shit. And
Yeah,
and that's what,
they're.
yeah,
Go ahead.
and that's what like kids nowadays are like. Definitely like I'll try and get like fucking Jeffrey or somebody else to play like old games, and they're like, this looks like shit. So I can, but a PS2 game will definitely look exponentially better than a fucking Atari 2600 game, and
Yeah,
people can't see that.
right.
Nostalgia plays a huge factor in this, and it's like
Yeah.
today's market, nostalgia is huge. So keep going. What were you saying?
Um, yeah, I was kind of just gonna say what you said about like it looks so bad, but for someone who grew up with that, like that would be like a fantastic experience to kind of re-achieve, you know what I mean? But
Yeah,
I really think this is built for like collector type people, or like the weird cross genre of person that really likes Legos and really likes old games. So
Yeah, that the weird subgenre that
yeah, like a double subculture experience of
yeah, fucking if you like Legos and you like Atari 2600, this is for you, man.
this really is for you.
Like nobody else.
Yeah, this was built for you, brick
Alright.
by brick.
Literally brick fucking I always love reading the description of like the complete saga where it's like
Yeah,
kick some brick in 1 through 6. What a tagline.
I love it. The Lego humor.
Oh, all right. Next topic. So, in in our little document that we have, I put Nintendo fucking its customers. And
Which is a great description.
that is what they're doing here. Nintendo has announced that the final day by which Wii U and 3DS balances have to be spent. So even if you put $50 into your account for the 3DS or the Wii, or your Nintendo account, like you can use the Nintendo account is like you can use it for the Switch and stuff too. But it will not be able to work on 3DS and the Wii U like in August or some shit, which it's fucked. Nintendo
So dumb.
has been doing this weird fucking thing all the time where
Yeah,
it does not care about its legacy content or like they used to do virtual console where like you can play all these old games and stuff, but now they've been ripping it off the shore like store shelves, digital storefronts, and like it's fucked, man. Like these are it's just some
yeah,
there's some digital only games on these consoles that will be forever lost. Nobody can ever play them except for pirating, and we know how Nintendo treats pirating. You will get
yeah. Right.
fucking fucked in the ass if you pirate their games and be public about it. You know, like,
Yeah,
oh, it's so fucked, man. I
yeah.
mean, what do you,
Nintendo is a weird company because they, I think the reason they're able to get away with this and still retain such a massive fan base really is they they have this like, it's like they have like the consumer, right? They have them just held by the nuts, like, and you can't, the consumer can't do anything about it because Nintendo, they release such incredible content, but they realize the power they have. So in order to like keep the demand really high for their stuff, they're going to
mm-hmm.
abuse that power, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So they're going to take stuff off the market, and that forces people to think, like I'm a person who I don't know, I don't own any Nintendo equipment like anymore. Like I used
yeah,
to own, I had a GameCube, I had I had a DS Lite, I had all this stuff. So, but like from a person who doesn't own any Nintendo equipment, basically the way I feel is like, wow, like if I ever wanted to play those old games ever again, I feel like I have to buy, excuse me, I have to buy a Nintendo Switch and just pray that they're going to release these games. But then you just don't know, you know what I mean? So
yeah,
they're kind of abusing this power that they have where you don't really know what they're planning, you don't know what they're doing. Are they gonna give us a remaster? Oh my god, you
yeah.
don't know. They're really using that.
And it keeps their customers like on their heels,
Yeah,
and when
yeah,
they get something small, like people really criticize the it was I think it was not last year, but like fall of the year before that, 2020, they did they released a collection of the Mario games, 64, Sunshine, and Galaxy, and they were just straight like emulated games on a cartridge. And which is I can see where people are coming from, or like you couldn't have made it better. Like it was just
right.
a straight emulator. It wasn't ported. It wasn't
Yeah,
like done like I think Galaxy had a couple like quality of life like improvements. There's small
fair.
improvements, and it's for $60.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So I mean, I being the shill I am, and I've only played like 64 on like the DS. So like I bought it because like I've just never played those games before. So I mean, Nintendo has their market, but
Yeah.
they're just so weird all the
Yeah.
time.
They really just they play on that hyper unknown. You just don't know what their next move is. And that, I mean, to their credit, that really creates a really incredible demand for their products. But it's also kind of like shafting the customer, which, that's up to them. They want to make their money how they want to make their money. But
Yeah, it's fucked.
yeah,
And for people listening, um, it was previously warned that from August 29th, it will no longer be possible to use a prepaid eShop card to add funds to a Wii U or 3DS balance. Now they've stated that as of March 27th, 2023, will be the last day any existing balance can be used to buy Wii U or 3DS games. And by the way, I'm using like Video Games Chronicle for all this. I've heard they're a really good source. But anyway, yeah, like August 29th, you won't be able to add any more funds. For wait, it won't be possible to use that prepaid eShop card, so like a gift card or whatever,
yeah,
to add funds to a Wii U. So I guess, and they took away the option to do the credit card already. So
jeez,
like these people are fucked. This fan base, like
yeah,
if they want to buy new games, if they want to play the new games, they're gonna have to. If it's not available on the Switch, they're gonna have to, pirate it and emulate it, man.
yeah.
Because
There's
they just have made it inaccessible, and Nintendo games have been increasing in price so much, especially their old games. They go for hundreds of dollars. Like the
yep.
cartridge Pokemon games that on the GBA, hundreds, immediately over $100 or more if it's an authentic copy.
Hmm.
Like it's insane, absolutely insane. That's and I can understand like the Pokemon company operates on its own, but like Nintendo, like like some of the old Fire Emblems, you can't play anywhere besides
Crazy.
the 3DS and like or emulated. Like you have to have like legally you have to have those copies physically to like rip it and like to play it legally, but most people don't have the technical know-how for it or they just don't care.
Right.
And that's just
Yeah.
losing more money. But
Yeah.
I guess Nintendo has so many things stacked that it sees like it's like its back catalog as like third, like not even like third priority. They have Nintendo Switch Online. They've been releasing like Nintendo 64 games on that, NES, Super NES games, which is great, but you're paying for backwards compatibility. Like
Right.
Xbox is a great example. You can play like Xbox original games, Xbox 360 games, and all you have to need is the disc. You don't have to pay for it unless you want to like buy it digitally because you don't have it.
Yeah.
But
Hmm.
it's an option. They give you the option of
Yeah.
using it.
Right. At least you can buy it. That's the thing too.
Yeah, it's
Is
available to buy.
you don't have to go hunt down at your local game store to like find some fringe original Xbox title. You can just buy it. That's like how much easier is that? One, from a customer like satisfaction standpoint, but two, you're just like that's like a huge money maker. You just getting free money off stuff that you released near 20 years ago now, you know?
Literally, it's free money. Like
Yeah.
it's you can just like what Nintendo did with Mario. Like that Mario collection, it sold like millions of copies, and it was so weird. They did a limited like release, so like digitally you can't buy that collection anymore, but it's everywhere physically. Like they just printed a fucking ton of copies.
Right.
But yeah, they did that with like the original Fire Emblem game, which I don't think it was available anywhere else besides like the fucking Super Famicom, whatever. Like they released, it was $8, and it was only available for like 6 months, and then after that,
Jeez.
if you didn't buy it in that time period, you cannot buy it on the Switch again. Like it's gone. You can't unless
It's
you have like
so
a
weird.
modded Switch. And like
So
you can't
strange.
buy Mario 60. You can only like if you want to play Mario 64, you're gonna have to do it on Nintendo's paid online subscription service.
God, man.
It's fucked. So before I keep
Wild.
going on a tangent, let's move on.
Yeah.
Netflix Resident Evil series currently has one of its lowest audience score, and on Rotten Tomatoes is a 22% rating on Rotten
Oh
Tomatoes.
God.
They put a lot into
Oh,
this. They were hoping, but like it is so like people just keep throwing shit at the wall, like video game movies content,
yeah, man.
and
They've
hoping it
never worked.
sticks. It's and like it only has recently worked with Sonic. Like That's the only other like that's like probably the most successful video game like adaptation in TV.
Yeah,
Besides Castlevania, they have an anime on Netflix, which is actually really good. I've heard. Like
right.
that, Sonic, every other like iteration besides like the '90s Mortal Kombat movies,
Oh,
like
Jesus.
even those were like those are little those are like cult classics. Pretty much like
Yeah,
they're not
they're like B movies,
great,
but they're yeah,
but if you're
yeah,
you're a video game fan and you watch that, and like, yeah, this is what Mortal Kombat would be like. This
yeah.
show is like nothing like Resident Evil from what I've heard. Like it just sucks.
That's so weird.
And
Yeah,
like The Witcher, like that's like there's like three examples I can think of that have been amazing.
yeah.
Everything else,
No,
shit.
yeah, man. Because The Witcher has Henry Cavill from Superman, so they got
Amazing
a
actor for
great
that.
a great choice for that character. Because Geralt is such a masculine, hyper, super buff, tough guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they picked a great character for it, and that made The Witcher just so it looks so great. Like such a great character or actor choice for that character. And then yeah, I mean this Resident Evil show, Jesus Christ, like it can be hard to adapt sort of like a survival horror kind of vibe into a TV show, but
Yeah.
you see it all the time and it does so well. Like, number one example, Stranger Things, like that's a survival horror adventure type story.
Yeah.
Lots of mystery, and that's kind of what Resident Evil has a lot in its core. Is It's that survival. There's the scary stuff that you don't see, and there's like a big mystery behind everything, and there's all these
Mhm.
conspiracies, and that's really what they have. And with Netflix, one, because they have a lot of fucking money.
Oh
Number
yeah.
two, they have experience with making successful content of this genre, and I know that they could do it. It's just this did not work. This
It
did not
yeah,
work.
no, it did not. And on in the article that Video Games Chronicle wrote, it has a couple quotes that they took, and user reviews for Resident Evil have been incredibly negative. One user says, "Serial disaster has nothing to do with Resident Evil," which I believe. I can believe that. I'm like, why would you not you like even if you like the first game, like you take that and make it one season. I mean, like
Right,
people have. I don't know if a lot of people have played the first Resident Evil, and this is the mainstream audience now. Lots of people have
right.
Netflix. You'd be
Hmm.
introducing them to fucking a great game series and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And another quote: Have you ever seen the live action Dragon Ball movie they made like 2008? It was fucking
No, I
ass.
don't.
It's so fucking bad. And
It
like
already sounds bad.
it's horrible, and I'm pretty sure like Akira Toriyama I don't know. Actually, I'm not gonna say that because I have actually no idea. But I saw it and I was like, this fucking sucks. Do you remember the Last Airbender?
Oh man, that one's real bad.
Yeah.
God,
So like
yeah, that's
it's like
oof.
this guy says it's like Dragon Ball Evolution in the sense that it's so disconnected from the source material that if you removed a few elements, you wouldn't even know it was an adaptation, which is so sad to see. Resident Evil
Oh
is a
jeez.
great horror game series.
Exactly.
It's so disappointing that
Oh,
it just ends up like this. And I know like there was like a World of Warcraft movie that did ass.
yeah,
What
I
else was
remember
what
hearing
else was
about that.
there? Off the top
The
of my
Tomb
head,
Raider movies were not good.
the Tomb Raider movies, they had its charm. I mean, it was all
Yeah.
right.
Well, the charm is Angelina Jolie.
That was literally the charm. That's why I watched it. I was like, oh, Angelina Jolie's in this. She looks kind of good. Watch, and I was like, it wasn't great. And I'm pretty sure I was like 15 when I watched it, and
Right.
I'm just like,
That's the
eh,
charm. The charm is teenage boys want to watch it. That's it.
Teenage Boys Tomb Raider, yeah.
Yeah.
So hopefully there isn't a second season of this shit show, or they reinvent the formula or some shit like that. Like it's fucking ridiculous. Okay,
Yeah.
moving on. Square Enix is selling a Final Fantasy figure that comes with an NFT. The most,
I
oh my god,
uh,
paying an extra $30. gets you an NFT that you may lose access to in the future. Video Games Chronicle writes.
That's the worst part. When I read this, I was like, you might well, okay, so I don't really get NFTs. I just like what the hell? Like
Yeah,
all I see it as is like the it's just like a Logan Paul industry. Like
yeah,
Logan Paul
it's
is a
God.
he's like a hyper successful guy, and I have a lot of respect for him, especially this thing I've noticed he's done recently with this he's done like this photography project, which I love. I really think it's cool. Um but like it's just like that weird little like I don't know, like it's like a weird young part of the internet where it's like
Hmm.
these kids in middle school and high school that are like throwing hundreds and thousands of dollars into this stuff. And obviously, some people make a lot of money off of it. But when you start spitting stuff at me where it's like, well, it may disappear in a few years, I'm like, what? Like, I don't understand. What's the point? It's like you're buying into something that may disappear out of thin air at an unknown moment in time. You have no idea,
Yeah,
you know?
and
So,
the thing with this is that like each figure like each figure that they have to make has to be like an exclusive and unique NFT that like nobody has because that's the whole selling point of NFTs is like you own the original digital copy per se, which runs through a blockchain. So
oh,
like
so dumb.
I don't know how many like they have to make like each individual and each individual like unique NFT is just gonna be a slight variation. Like it's not they're not gonna like
Yeah.
go hardcore into this. It's probably gonna be some PS1 fucking polygon from the original Final Fantasy VII game. For all we
Yeah, it's like
fucking
the
know,
bored apes, man. Like they all look the same, but they
they
have like
all look the
one has
same.
sunglasses and then the other one doesn't. Like what the,
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't make
fallen. The
sense.
NFT thing has fallen off so hard, and I'm so happy. It's so fucking stupid how that works at all. And
It
what
makes ugh.
what I've come to know from an NFT is like a non-fungible token. It says a
Yeah.
digital like receipt that this image, this JPEG that you have, is yours, and that, like nobody else can have this specific JPEG because through the blockchain they can digitally check that like oh you have the original JPEG, which
So weird.
it's the most weird digital collectible ever. Like I would like collect digital cards than an
Right.
NFT. Like digital cards, like
Yeah.
it's so ridiculous. And with Final Fantasy VII, like Square Enix had been doing this whole thing. The president was like, "Yeah, we're gonna be going into the NFT space for sure. Expect more of that."
Oh,
Paraphrasing. I'm
Jesus.
like, stupid, stupid. I
It's so dumb.
so fucking dumb. And like I'm gonna read more of the article. People who buy the figure will have to create an account with the NFT platform Ingene and download their Ingene wallet app. Once they
Oh
figure
God.
they will once they figure it out, they will then have a limited time to redeem their digital certificate and digital figure, after which quote any attempt to redeem cannot be accepted for any reason end quote.
Jesus, man. So not only are you getting this intangible item that may disappear at any moment,
Yeah.
you are also you're forced to use this platform that they've obviously partnered with and they have some sort of brand deal or they have some sort of royalty deal with.
Mhm.
So it seems like it's not even motivated by like like I can assume that there's some people in the NFT community that have some sort of passion for it or they think it's very interesting or it's like a viable way to invest, which is cool. Like, be interested
Yeah.
whatever you want. That's awesome. But see what I'm seeing here is that because they're attaching it to this company, like oh you have to download this app, you have to make an account with this company. It
Mhm.
seems more like they were approached by this NFT company and this NFT company approached them and said, "Hey, we have a giant sum of money we're willing to offer you if you can promote us in some way." And this is the way they figured out how to promote them. So it doesn't even feel
Yep.
genuine at this point.
No, it absolutely doesn't, and I can't believe they're still going to be like like even like they say down here, the figure is the latest Square Enix ongoing NFT interest, which started in January when President Yosuke Matsuda published a New Year letter expressing the company's enthusiasm for NFTs and blockchain technology.
Enthusiasm for money.
Money.
That's what I hear.
It is like
Yeah.
NFT can be described to me as like a cash grab, a simple like
Oh,
it's so
absolutely.
easy, the
Because it's a
easiest
big
cash grab.
trend. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a huge trend.
it was a huge trend. Like
Well,
this
yeah, it was.
company
Now
like
it's kind of dying.
it's dying and like they're doubling down still. I'm like, are you trying to be a pioneer or something? Because it's not. I don't think.
Right.
I hope it doesn't fucking work out for you because this sucks
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah. Like you can't be an early adopter to a new form of media or technology if you're doing it like a year too late. You know?
Yeah, like companies have been making like NFT games, and I'm like, you're investing all this. It's wasted money. You're literally wasting
Jesus.
money right now. Like it's not gonna be around. I fucking sure hope it's not, but I don't think it's gonna be around.
Yeah. No, here, look at this. I'm kind of
Yeah,
scrolling around on the on VGC here.
yeah.
There's a side article linked. It says NFT sales plunged to a 12-month low in June. Monthly sales totaled just over 1 billion, down from 12.6 in January. That's a
Oh,
huge change. That's
oh
like
my God, over $10 billion.
yeah, that's an $11 billion reduction. If you look at it from a percentage point, that's like 1,000% less.
Oh
Like
my God,
it's
dude.
outrageous. That's like 10 times less profit or money flowing through the industry. So it really is dying.
Yeah. Oh my fucking God, bro.
Christ.
And despite VGC writes, despite criticism by some corners of the games industry, Matsuda's letter triggered an 8% jump in Square Enix's share price.
Oh God, see,
Its biggest single
ah,
day increase since August of like 2021 during the first day of trading in Tokyo since publication.
jeez, man.
And even more recently, in June, at its shareholders meeting, they revealed that its medium-term goals include, quote, development of blockchain games and entertainment products, which is what
Ah,
we've seen. It's the first
jeez,
one, the earliest adapter.
man.
It's fucking,
I swear. Appeasing the shareholders, that is the worst thing I can ever hear from any business. Once they start trying to appease the shareholders, things go real bad.
yeah,
Every
because
time.
these shareholders,
God.
I don't, I can't speak as one or like to many, but I don't think many of them are in the game space. Like they're just in it for the
No.
they see the hobby market and this hobby is like very lucrative, which it is. And so they're gonna do
Right.
anything they can to make money. That's how fucking asshole capitalism is worked now.
Asshole cow. Correct.
Because like I mean, I haven't lived in a socialist way, but I don't know. I don't know if it would be better or not. I do like some aspects of capitalism, but other huge aspects really just fucking suck.
Yeah, man. There's ugh. I just yeah, once I think the issue when you appease the shareholder from a game company context, when you're appeasing the shareholders, the biggest thing that they're kind of not understanding is that their average shareholder is not the same as their average customer. And
Yeah.
who makes Square Enix money? The customer, not the shareholder, you know? The
Hmm.
shareholder is a big revenue stream, and that's obviously why they want to work with them. But if they want a long term and successful, healthy company that lasts for a long time, they need to appease the customer, not the shareholder.
Yep. Yep. Well said. And uh, you know, they're gonna be like they're still releasing games and stuff. Square Enix is a huge company, and I just hope this little side business they're doing of NFTs just dies out, honestly. Cause
Yeah.
like this like you have a physical product tied to a digital product that will like disappear one day, where like this fucking figure won't disappear unless it's destroyed. And like imagine combining polar opposites of a product. One that can like can't it will won't disappear unless you like absolutely disintegrate it, and one that will off of a digital whim. It's such a weird pairing.
It's so weird.
All
It doesn't
right.
make sense. I
And
just don't. Ugh.
continuing with the NFT topic, VGC
Oh, we got a
writes,
win here though.
we
Yeah.
do have a win. VGC writes, Mojang has said it won't allow NFTs in Minecraft, quote, to ensure
Yeah.
that Minecraft players have a safe and inclusive experience, end quote.
That's what we like.
Minecraft
Yeah.
stays winning. This
Yes.
is great. They're saying fuck NFTs. It's not worth it. It's fucking Minecraft. Like imagine like a dirt block NFT. Can you imagine?
I'm sure there is one at this point.
I'm sure there is, but like imagine it was like fully endorsed. It'd be so stupid. And like Minecraft has such a
Ugh.
young audience that like eventually a story's gonna come out that one of their an 8-year-old is gonna get scammed because they of it out of an NFT. And then it's just the whole thing.
Right. Yeah, man. Well, the first thing, I thought about this too is, we go way, way back to the beginning of the episode with the Discord article. So
Yeah.
Xbox and Discord. This is another example that I'm seeing because Xbox owns Minecraft. This is another example of Xbox understanding that they need to stop appeasing the shareholder and work with the customer because all throughout the last generation, the Xbox One, Xbox took so many L's, it was embarrassing. And then now in this generation, we got all these acquisitions, and we got their sub companies are making good decisions as well. So
Mhm.
Microsoft obviously has pull over Minecraft and what they're allowed to do and what they're not. So I'm assuming this decision was not the Minecraft team's decision only, but
Yeah.
this I just see this as another connection. Microsoft is they're really doing it right. They know what's going on.
Yep.
Reject the NFT.
Reject it. Yes. And in the article they write, like, I guess this is a general description of like NFTs. If our previous topic wasn't good enough for a definition, they write NFTs are unique, non-interchangeable units of data stored on a decentralized ledger called a blockchain, which allow users to buy and sell digital assets such as in-game items or artwork.
Yeah,
So that's what it is, and yeah, it's a more in-depth explanation than what I gave.
right.
But they also,
Technical.
yeah, VGC also writes in our quote in our Minecraft usage guidelines, we outline how a server owner can charge for access, and not all players should have access to the same functionality. Mojang said. And they keep saying, we have rules to ensure that Minecraft remains a community where everyone has access to the same content. NFTs, however, can create models of scarcity and exclusion that conflict with our guidelines and the spirit of Minecraft. To ensure that Minecraft players have a safe and inclusive experience, blockchain technologies are not permitted to be integrated inside our client and server applications, nor may Minecraft in-game content such as worlds, skins, persona items, or other mods be utilized by blockchain technology to create a scarce digital asset, end quote.
I love that because when you create scarcity over this is very similar to my views on the loot box craze that
Yeah.
is a little bit dead now, but it's still breathing.
Mhm.
But when you create scarcity through, something that young people engage with, like I remember how I was when I was 14, 15. I buy all these, I would buy skins in Black Ops 2 and shit like that.
Mhm.
um, it's it's not healthy. It's really not good because these kids are gonna have sort of a warped sense of like money and just value of like what's important. Like creating scarcity over a Minecraft skin. Oh my god, it's super cool. Oh, my friend has this skin. Oh, that's super cool. Blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Like that's part of the fun. But once you create all these barriers to entry in the gaming sphere for especially for young people,
Mhm.
then one, it makes the hobby more demonized by adults who don't understand because they see, all this unhealthy behavior with like spending money on dumb shit. So obviously, as a gamer myself, I kind of understand that not all of it is dumb shit, but someone who is a parent to a child might say like, "Oh my god, like my kid is having a bad relationship with money. He's gonna not know how to do this and blah 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 blah."
Mhm.
So creating the scarcity in the market is gonna increase this, you know, need for, kids to buy and gamble and buy all this stuff in gaming. And that's just going to make their parents more afraid of it. And then they're not going to be able to game at all because the parents are going to take it away. And
Yeah.
knowing the value that gaming has given to me in my life, I do not want any reality in which that is real for somebody else. I don't want that to be taken away just because companies are being greedy by creating scarce items or putting their own NFTs into a game, which I think
Mhm.
would be the ultimate consequence of this is companies making their own NFTs for people to buy
Mhm.
in the game. The ultimate expression of greed in the industry would, I think, come to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, well said. And because we were there in Black Ops 3, all the loot boxes. Like it wasn't
Oh,
like
dude.
I spent so much money just to get like a weapon because I just wanted the weapon. You couldn't
Right.
get it anywhere else besides the loot
Mm-hmm.
boxes, and like
Yeah.
I was engulfed in that, and
Yeah.
Activision got hundreds of dollars from me because of that,
Yeah.
which I wish I didn't do in the long run
Right.
because there's plenty of weapons, but you know how it is, man.
Yeah.
So it's this NFT practice and loot boxes are just very predatory, and
Yeah.
it has no place in gaming. Like
No, it doesn't. No.
it's so dumb, and as someone
Yeah.
who works with children, like most of them do play like the Fortnites
Yeah.
a lot of them play like Roblox, and I don't think Roblox is so such those games are like such a cash grab, and like it's your Roblox
Oh,
credits
it's
only
bad.
work in a specific game where I'm like that's fucked, dude. I was like what if that game creator decides like I don't want this up anymore, like all the stuff you bought in that game, like what
It's
about
just gone.
those Robux, like they're just gone, man. Like you just
Oh,
don't get them
Jesus.
back. Like I think that's how it
That's so
works. That's what
funny.
it looks like how it works. I might be speaking out of my ass here, but it's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
stupid. I'm like, I would never. I can see like how people would spend money in Roblox. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
invested in that little community. But
Well, you
fuck.
remember Eli? Eli, we used to play so in Roblox. So we used to play Roblox a lot in high school. Right when it came out on console, when it came out on the Xbox, we played it all the time. It was so fun. We played this one, played this one game mode called Natural Disaster, and it's probably the most popular one. But basically, you spawn in the world, and you try to avoid these various disasters. So like be a tornado or a tsunami. You
Mhm.
like, kind of platform around the environment to avoid it. Try not to die. But there were little microtransactions in this game mode. And one thing we always laughed about is these dudes would walk around and their character would have a little red balloon in their hand. And it would help you jump higher to like better avoid the uh
The
the disasters and
disaster,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah. So our friend Eli, I think what is it like $10? I think it was like $10.
It's like eight or
I'm pretty sure.
eight, $10, something like
Yeah.
that. An outrageous
Eli spent
price.
$10 on this little red balloon in Roblox. Oh god. Because all he used to do, we'd get on and we'd see, oh, Eli's playing Roblox with this red balloon. Oh man, that's funny.
Oh, fucking god, dude. We gotta get him as a guest sometime.
Yeah.
We can have so many
Special guest
people as
Eli.
we can have so many like, guests come in.
Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah, I
Be a
think
good time.
I don't know if you want to do it for like our second episode, but I
Why
mean
not?
I'm definitely down to get a guest, see who's available. Then like I
Heck
was
yeah.
talking to Ishan about it, and like Ishan can't really do Saturdays, Saturday
Oh,
nights, so
I
it's like
mean, we can do other days. It doesn't have to
yeah,
be Saturday.
yeah, I know. I was like that's just what works best for Eddie for like the first episode right now. But yeah, we can
Yeah.
be flexible for sure. Like definitely weekend vibes, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night,
Yeah, I could do
stuff
like
like
Sunday.
that.
Yes.
I can imagine a whole little cast of just guest characters. That'd be awesome, man. I love that.
That would be really cool.
Get our
Yeah.
friends into this more personal.
Yeah.
All
Right.
right, and we're gonna move into our last fucking news article this week. Naughty Dog, VGC writes, Naughty Dog releases official Last of Us remake gameplay after, quote, hurtful, unquote, leaks. The studio has published a 10-minute features and gameplay deep dive video. So the thing with this, if you ever played The Last of Us, have you heard of it?
Oh yeah. I haven't played it because I've never been a PlayStation guy. I've never owned one. Well, no, that's not true. I've owned a PlayStation 2, but um,
Yeah.
post PlayStation 2, never had one. So I've heard of it. I'm pretty sure I've watched a whole playthrough of it. It's a huge game. It's got a cool story. Yeah,
Yeah, like first game story is like amazing. One of the best like stories out there, and like and it released in 2013 on PS3. And then that's the same year PlayStation 4 came out. So then 2014, a year later, they released Last of Us Remastered, which it definitely looks better and it plays better and stuff like that because it's on a PS4. And then now, 2022, 9 years after the original release, they're doing this remake, and a lot of people online have been criticizing it as like we already have a good version, we don't need this version, right? And so there's that discourse. But then there was like up like there this game's releasing like September 1st, 2nd or whatever. And so there was a leak recently that like and one guy who like had the leak described it as like not many gameplay improvements, which is what Sony advertised. They're like, yeah, like this game's like done from the ground up, like everything's resources are done like as best as it can. And one guy was like, yeah, not many improvements were made, and like there's a big, it was like a leak video that showed like the combat, and it's like not changed at all from like the first game, because the
yeah,
sequel, Last of Us Part Two, had a bunch of gameplay. It was like the basis was still there from the first game, but they added more mechanics like proning and dodging and stuff like that,
right.
and it just definitely looked more realistic. And
Hmm.
yeah, people were, and so Sony, this leak came out, and they're like, and people are like, dude, this game has not changed at all. Like, it was just like a trending topic that was happening Thursday or Friday whenever this was happening, and so they released this video to save face at like, Sony like never releases stuff at like at night, like news
Yeah.
information
So
and
this
stuff.
is like a
Yeah, this happened at like 6 p.m. or something, like late at night, right?
how weird.
And and that's just like an obvious tell, like yeah, this was the safe
Yeah,
face, and like make a quick video right
yeah,
now to tell how like release the video earlier than what it intended, because that's pretty sure what was happening. They had a video of
yeah.
like gameplay features and stuff that was gonna release out in August, probably lead up to the marketing for this, but they had to release it early because people were giving them fucking shit for it.
Right.
What are your thoughts about this?
Yeah. Well, I think okay. This exposes two problems, and it one problem is on one side and one problem is on the other side. The first thing I saw before I kind of read into this a little bit deeper was so one is um, the problem with leaking. So
Yeah.
leaking is like to me, I think is like the ultimate disrespect to the worker bees of the gaming industry
Oh
because
yeah.
these guys are already horrifically underappreciated, underpaid, overworked. We all know the story. It's horrible.
Yeah.
So when you leak something, and this is not to the potential that these coders and artists and stuff are working toward in the first place, that's like a huge slap to the face because you're just like throwing their unfinished work into the public eye, and it's not ready for the public eye to see it because they want to make it perfect for us, and there's a reason they do that. That's why they do it so well.
Yeah.
Now, problem two is the problem of just like nefarious remaking that even in the movie industry it's the same problem is there it seems like there's a massive reduction in new content rather there's a gigantic influx of remakes, remasters, redos, re whatever,
Yeah.
like Lion King, Last of Us, Like what else, man? I don't know. There's a million.
Yeah,
You could pick
like
a
a
lot.
lot of um, let's see, like a lot of like
Mulan.
live action like remakes for the
Yeah,
movies have
live
just been
action remakes of
ass.
like old movies. Yeah. Top Gun, even recently, you can say that. Like you can say, oh, it's a sequel, but like, it's kind of, it's not
No.
really. I mean, it is, but like, you know what I mean? It's like they're just pulling old stuff and just reusing it, and it's like it's weird. Like I'm all for, you know, everyone wants to make their money, but like it doesn't seem like you're doing it for any reason other than to make money, you know?
Yeah, and there's like a couple different aspects when it comes to like remastering or re-releasing or whatever. Because like re-releasing, like I said with Nintendo, they re-released literally the same version of Mario 64 and like Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy with some improvements, but like essentially it's the same game. And but like again, nostalgia has been is a huge market factor now, where you know like they remaster a couple games, like Dark Souls remastered. That got a lot of flack because I mean, it didn't do a whole lot,
Right.
but I
Yeah.
guess it was kind of necessary. But PlayStation they've been on the remake thing for uh, most recently because Ratchet and Clank, they remade Ratchet and Clank, the first game,
Yeah.
2016, which like I feel like that wasn't a good remake. Like the gunplay and stuff feels great, like from the first game. It feels awesome and
Right.
stuff. But they changed the story to line up with the movie, another bad movie adaptation of a game. They
Right.
made it line up with the movie, so where like little cutscenes from the game are ripped straight from the movie sometimes.
Jesus.
So, and like the story just was worse. They didn't make it as good as the original. Like Ratchet like lost
Wow.
his little cocky attitude that he had.
Yeah.
I was like he likes Clank, but he's kind of like he was an abandoned little animal, and it's
Yeah.
hard to accept new people into your life, and
Right.
that's what the whole first game is about. Is like accepting like you have someone with you now, Clank, who's always going to be by you. And
Right.
now, fucking like I know like the first couple like first hour, fucking Clank crash lands on where you are, and like, dude, you want to be friends? And he's like, yeah, sure, man. Let's go on an adventure. Let's go on an
All the depth
adventure.
is gone.
All the meats, all the good stories, like telling
That's
I
so
it's a
weird.
platform, but I mean, come on, you're just losing the aspects of the fucking game that made it great.
Right.
And so, like, a good example of a remake, or yeah, like one of the better examples is Final Fantasy VII remake. They it's a completely different game. Like the original game is like a turn-based uh,
Right.
game from the PS1, and so now
Yeah.
this remake is an action event, like an action RPG, like
Right.
JRPG, where like
Mm-hmm.
it's always moving. Like you can't
Right.
stop. Like, you can stop like the combat itself to like do, which you can to like do spells and stuff and do actions, but it makes it more enjoyable because that was the whole thing with the new Final Fantasy coming out, Final Fantasy 16. Like people were like, "Well, why isn't this turn-based?" And the director's like, "Turn-based isn't in right now. Like the younger audience likes action
Right.
RPGs because
Mm-hmm.
it's just to keep them keep constantly engaged. That's what they have to do." And so Final Fantasy 7 Remake is a good example of how to do like a remake. If you're gonna do this, change like core aspects of the gameplay. And two, um, well, actually, I'll take that back. It's one like the gameplay aspect of it is great of the remake, but
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
they changed the story a bit. Like Sephiroth doesn't
Right.
appear for like he appears like way earlier in the game, and
Huh.
so it's definitely a different story that they're trying
Right.
to make, but it's weird. Like, only the first game's come
Yeah.
out. It's a three-part trilogy, so we'll see on that.
Right.
But like going back to The Last of Us, it really seems like this wasn't needed. Like you could,
Yeah.
like they already had like I think it was 60 frames version on the PS4 with
Right.
the remastered. But now this remake, it just has like PS5, like the DualSense features and stuff like that. It looks
Mm,
prettier, and then and I think this is actually runs at 60 FPS now. Actually, I was wrong, but it seems like it's the same game. And
yeah.
for $70, like that's the whole thing. Like they're charging full price for this,
Wow.
$70 for a
Wow.
game that are like that's already accessible like on the store for cheap and in physical versions
Wild.
cheap.
Huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like if this was like $40, $50 even, like it
Yeah.
wouldn't be much blowback,
Something,
but
man.
it's $70.
Jeez.
Like as a person like that's already played it, I don't see value in this remade version at
Yeah.
$70. Maybe
No way.
$40 I would play it again. It's a great
Yeah.
story. I recommend you
Right.
playing it. If you haven't played it before, then $70 is a lot to ask for this when you can play the same game, but not as
On an
spiffy.
older system.
Yeah, not as spiffy spaffy. You can play it on the PS5, like it's backwards compatible.
Yeah.
They're just remaking this, and it's to line up with the Last of Us TV show that's happening on like HBO Max or something,
Oh,
which
that's
is going
fun.
to be, I think it's a retelling of the first game. So so they're
Content
PlayStation's
recycling,
really
bro.
really grabbing at this like
Yeah.
a show, like develop the game first, then branch out with media, which is fine.
Right.
But like, yeah. Any closing comments about this?
Um, I don't know. I think we should try to end on a positive note because we ended on a real bomb.
Well, people are still gonna buy this. Like, it's PlayStation. Like, it's a PlayStation exclusive, right? Like,
Right.
there's special editions that sold out like immediately because it's PlayStation. People will just buy
Right.
it, just like Nintendo. Some people will buy Nintendo stuff, and I don't think because I remember the story pretty well. I mean, I can go back
Mhm.
to it, but I have other stuff to play, and like
Right.
it's probably gonna sell millions of copies. Typical PlayStation stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, should we more on a more positive note? Let's get something positive to say about today or upcoming. You got anything? Any good upcoming
Um,
things happening to you?
let's see. Um, I'm really just looking forward to the semester starting. I think that's what I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, because I'll be back with my teammates and everything, and I get to kind of expand my social media stuff where I can like do the content for the school, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
I can engage like all these students with exercise and lifting, which is going to be super great. And then like I'm really excited to like just be playing video games again because like I've actually played a few times this week and like they make me they make me feel good and it's nice to like take a break for once and feel
Yeah.
that relaxation that they give.
Yeah. Yeah. I fucking love games. It's it's a part of me now. So I'm definitely looking forward to the story that Live Alive is gonna tell. Like I'm
Absolutely.
pretty excited about that. I can't wait to tell you about it. But yeah, that's I'm happy. I'm just gonna be starting in semester two ASU. I'm actually
Yeah.
going with Jeffrey Monday to figure out the financial stuff behind that. And I'm gonna look for my classes too, because I need to know where they fucking are, so I don't look like a chicken without its head.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my god, I'm late.
That
Blah, blah,
happened,
blah.
man. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm excited for the upcoming semester. Play games. A lot of upcoming game releases that I've pre-ordered already, and I'm excited about, and stuff that I need to go back and play. Like I've been wanting to play Dragon Quest 11 because I love Dragon Quest. That was like my first like RPG I've ever played was Dragon Quest 9 on the DS, and I was like, dude, this looks like Dragon Ball, which I loved Dragon Ball at the time. So I was like, this looks amazing. I'm definitely about fucking Dragon Ball right now, and this Dragon Quest
Yeah.
game. So yeah, I just have a lot of backlog stuff that I want to finish. And I reinstalled Doom Eternal because I haven't beat it yet.
Oh, that game is so good.
And
Oh my
yeah,
God.
dude,
Oh,
like the one of the Doom's this, original 2016 Doom song came on when I was driving, and I was like, it goes hard. It goes so
Dude,
fucking hard. I love it, and it
it
makes me
goes
want
so
to
hard.
play. Just like how whenever I hear like Chrono Trigger music in my playlist, I'm like, dude, I want to play fucking Chrono Trigger again. Or I hear
Right?
Final Fantasy VII remake songs, like I remember it was pretty fun and like annoying, but fuck, oh, but yeah, I am excited about a lot of things, you know.
Good.
So yeah, well, where can they find you, Eddie?
All right, you can find me on Instagram at Eddie Lee Lifts, spelled EDDIELEELIFTS. I post daily fitness content, exercise tutorials, little motivational clips, just about fitness, weightlifting. If you want to follow my journey to my powerlifting competition in December, that would be fantastic. I'd really appreciate that. You can also find me at CU Denver Powerlifting on Instagram, which is CUDENVERPOWERLIFTING Powerlifting. And yeah, so I have a little lovely team of individuals that I lift with, and they train me and they give me fantastic advice. So um, yeah, that's where you can find me.
Awesome, man. And you can find literally, I've tried to make it easy with my thing. It's literally pen and pan anywhere. If it's not one word, I couldn't have spaces. It's like my Twitch is pen underscore in underscore pan. And I don't know. I think I want to make this podcast like streamed, but I
Mm,
I always like the internet maybe might. Well, that's the thing. Like I have pretty good internet, so it wouldn't be bad, and we can get some like chat interactivity if possible. But yeah, right now we're just recording it, and if you're on YouTube, you're seeing this afterwards. You're gonna see gameplay. What do you think of the games that you've seen on here? I've been streaming it to you on Discord, right?
yeah, no, they're good watcher games. Um, just like I don't know, it's kind of like it's not so like I think really any game could work for it as long as it's like motion. You know what I mean?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you want to send me like gameplay, you're gonna stream on Twitch, anything like that.
Yeah,
If you want to, yeah, if you want to connect, like, no, that won't work. But yeah, just text me like, hey, I have some gameplay. Let's figure out how I can, I'll figure out how to put it in. Send me I don't know exactly how it works. I think you
yeah,
can send it
we
to
can
me.
figure it out.
Figure it out. Yeah, just a OneDrive link or whatever. Stuff
Yeah,
like that. But yeah, find me,
cool.
Pen and Pan. This is a great first episode. It's clocking in on just under 2 hours, which I
Oh,
would
good.
say is like it's average podcast time. I mean, like for a first
Yeah,
episode, it's not bad. You know, hopefully, we can get to like I want to like average 2 to 3 hour podcasts. That'd be nice. We have a lot more topics to discuss, and we'll include more elements. Like um, podcasts I listen to have like a game of the like game of the week or something, a Game Pass pick of the
sure.
week, stuff like that. Like, and
Right.
definitely more shows they have like patron questions that they have. So maybe
Right.
we'll come up with let us know in the comment section like what we can do to improve or like add to this. Like gross story of the day, fucking stuff like that, or just like a weird topic. Like we'll like stop in the middle of
Yeah.
the news and just and segue into like questions that like other people have or we come up with. We're gonna ask each other stuff like
Right.
that. But yeah, Eddie, thank you so much. Great first
Yes,
episode. Many more to
I
come.
agree. Yes, sir. All right.
All right,
Cool.
we'll catch you guys later. Thanks for listening.
Bye.